Hi, I'm with Anand Soman. Hi, Anand.
Hi.
Anand is the CEO of Infinishare Technologies, an
Right.
interesting Pune startup. Anand, can you tell us a little bit about what you guys are into?
Sure. Well, we are into essentially developing data transfer, data communication systems from various devices. Our key device that we work on is the digital photo frame, which is an alternative to a PC and a mobile in terms of displaying information. So that's our platform that we work on.
So the idea is that basically you handle the communications between these devices that are spread out all over the place, allowing them to talk to each other.
Exactly. Allowing them to talk to each other, exchange information, exchange data. That's what we do.
So is this software play? I mean, are you doing the software for these devices?
Yes, we develop the entire stack for these. And we of course don't manufacture these devices. We work with manufacturers in Asia to basically put our systems on top of those.
So, I mean, a typical software company doesn't really get involved with manufacturers in Asia. So, can you tell us why you're in that space?
Yeah, well, I mean, I was initially we were of course trying to look at developing applications for the mobile and the PC platform. But of course that space is extremely crowded. So we were looking at other platforms to develop systems on, and the digital photo frame is an emerging platform. It is interesting in several ways because it's a little bit different from a PC, a little bit different from a mobile, and there are possibilities of creating applications that are based on either peer-to-peer or one-to-many sort of communication for these platforms. So that's what we do.
Okay. So one question I really had, a comment you had made earlier, was that there is no longer that much of a future in purely software. Can you elaborate on that?
Okay. Well, clearly with open source and software as a service model, when people are offering a lot of things for free, at least initially on the web, it's kind of causing a disruption in the traditional model of selling software. One of the things we need to be careful about is, let's say you are selling a system. Okay, it's very easy or possible for another person or another entity to come there and say, we do the same thing. It's not necessary for them to demonstrate anything, but the moment you have too many players even talking about the same thing, it drives down the price of what you have to offer. So I think there will be, of course, tremendous pressure on pricing models for creating packaged or enterprise software, enterprise custom software.
Okay. Talking of pressure on pricing models, if I remember right, when you started off, you had more of a .com kind of a freemium model,
right.
Where your basic service was going away free to desktop users.
Right.
So you seem to have moved away from.
Yeah, I mean that I think our experience as well as the experience of several people we talked to shows that kind of a model is extremely hard to monetize. So what I mean by that model is a model where you have a basic offering for free and then you charge for certain premium services. There's a great deal of reluctance to move from from the free version to a premium version. Typically conversion ratios are a fraction of a percentage, even for the most well-known of services out there.
You mean less than 1%?
Right.
Okay.
And I mean maybe going up to 2% maybe occasionally if you're doing a great job, but you end up giving so much for free that there is very little motivation for people to actually move to a paid model eventually. So I think that's a model that a lot of people have found hard to monetize.
Okay. So this is your third startup, and you had 2 successful exits in the past, if I remember right. What I would like to ask you is, for the Pune community, there are lots of young first-time entrepreneurs. What is the most important thing for them to be focusing on in your experience?
Well, I think the first thing to focus on is the customers. And hopefully paid customers. So I think one of the things that everybody should try to do is, if there are early adopters who are not paying you, please don't call them customers. Because then that puts the pressure on you to get real customers who pay you. I think don't start developing until you know that there are customers waiting for it.
Oh, so before you write any software, first get a customer.
Right. I
And
think
how-
that's the way to do it.
How do you get?
And that's kind of an incremental process, because
Yeah.
sometimes you try to sell a PowerPoint, then you try to sell a small proof of concept, but don't kind of go and develop the whole 9 yards, as they say,
Yeah.
and then try to go and sell it out there. No, that's not the way to do it.
A young founder won't have too many contacts in the industry, right? So how would you suggest that they go about finding
So
customers?
get people on the team who have that kind of a complementary skill set or
Right.
contacts. So it's never a good idea to go it alone. You should typically have a team, and of course sometimes larger teams means more problems, but typically you shouldn't be going at anything alone. And founders should always have complementary backgrounds. So it's typically not a good idea for three techies to go and start something out there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Cool. Thank you very much, Anand.
Thanks, Naveen.